What's up, guys? So, so this is the first video of me reacting to Weekly Leak. Every week, I'm gonna react to Weekly Leaks. On stream, I'm gonna record these, put it on YouTube. It'll be my first YouTube videos. But thank you guys for joining the stream. Everyone in chat right now, I appreciate all of you. Um, you know, I'm gonna basically start doing this weekly, just reacting to the shit because the last 3 weeks, the leaks have been, put it lightly, been shit. You know what I mean? So basically, and this one was supposed to be pretty hyped up, and I'm gonna preface this by saying I love Bright Shores. I'm gonna be playing for a very long time, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm knocking and going off about the game, but I really want to see this game become the best version of itself. And me, along with other people that have put a lot of time into the game, which we have the stats to prove it, and the skills and the hours, that we do care about the game. We want to be the best version of itself at the end of the day, right? And some of the feedback and some of the updates that have been being done seem out of what a lot of us players are hoping and expecting. And sometimes we just feel like some of these updates and weekly leaks are misaligned. And we're not here to fucking like be yes men. You know what I mean? Like there's a group of us that are serious about the game that are not just gonna say, okay, yeah, whatever update you guys feel like doing. You know what I mean? Like we're a community. We're trying to, get things in the game that we think make sense. And it's gonna always be back and forth. Everyone's gonna have criticism, all this stuff, but end of the day, like, power to the players, and us having opinions, and not just being like, yeah, Fen, do whatever you guys want. Like there's a lot of stuff that they've done that a lot of us are like getting more and more upset about. And I'm hoping that this leak will, we'll see. But I'm gonna be real about, in these weekly reactions, I'm keeping shit real 100%. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat stuff. I'm not gonna be super like, if there's stuff that I like in here, I'm gonna be real that I like it. I'm not just here to knock it. Like there's stuff that I'm hoping, I haven't read this leak yet. I'm hoping this leak's gonna be good. So here we go. So weekly leak number 15. Welcome to the 15th edition of the Brighter Shores Weekly Leak. Continued work on the project milestone took place over the last week, with the entire graphics team now creating assets for it. Okay, we'll dive into that. We'll open that up in a second. We have also taken the decision to pause active development on episode 5, as we believe project milestone should take priority. Okay, right off the bat, that's kind of fucking annoying. All right. Jesus Christ. So they're stopping episode 5 development for these other updates. I don't know if that's a good decision or not. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Off bat, don't feel good about it. At the same time, I don't know. Maybe maybe they're gonna rework stuff in the episodes. I don't know how to feel about that right now. Like I think ultimately maybe it's a good decision. It just depends what these project milestone updates are, right? What we've been working on this week. Technical team, Andrew Bosley's been working on Project Milestone, Botanist, Alchemist, UK Online Safety Act compliance. Will this ever end? Will the UK Online Safety Act compliance, like, is that just going to be ongoing forever? Like, okay. New starter induction. Okay, makes sense. James B, Legendary Leaks, and working on Project Milestone. The other UK Online, I don't know how many people you need working on this, but okay, I guess, it's important. I know. I just, they've just mentioned it, since like the launch of the game. It's like, is this gonna, like, if it's gonna be an ongoing thing, like, this is just my opinion, right? Like, if it's gonna be an ongoing thing for the game that exists, then you guys don't need to include this in the leak. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to. Like, if this is gonna be always something you constantly have to worry about, like, the point of the leaks is to tell us new stuff. Like, it's not to tell us the same stuff that you guys are like doing every day. Like, okay, so let's keep going. Ian Multiverse League is working on mapping for the Mine and Montalban 6-star quest. Okay. That's good. Content team. I don't even say my opinion about quest because, that's controversial how I feel about quest. At least in this stage of the game. Alright. Let's keep going. So, let's see. Paul, Harry Leek has working on coding, post graphics, okay. Botanical nomenclature. Samuel, maybe Leek has been working on coding post graphics, reading, replying to support requests, customer complaints, preparing this weekly leak. Emmy, good morning. How's it going? So I'm making, right now I'm actually in the middle of making my first YouTube video where I'm going to start reacting to these weekly leaks. on screen when they come out every Monday. And I haven't ever made any YouTube videos for my channel, but I want to start like making some YouTube videos. So this is so welcome. Yeah, welcome to the first weekly Leek reaction. You actually came right in the middle of it. It's like good timing, honestly. Like, so I'm recording this locally. I'm gonna put it on YouTube and go from there. But all right. So, and honestly, I'm gonna keep shit real. That's one thing is like I've actually had, and part of giving more context is like I had other people like say that they want me to react to this, and that's part of me doing it is I feel like some of our opinions of the game like we need to get out there, and I hope you're having a good morning. I mean, thank you for coming stream. I hope you've been doing well. I'm feeling a little better. Um, so so let's keep reading. So content team, Harry Leek has been working on. Thank you, Emmy. Coding post graphics. Okay, Samuel's working on weekly leak. Daniel's working on Fisher bounties. That's awesome. I actually like that they're adding more bounties. I think the bounty system is good for the game. I'm not against the bounty system at all. I think more skills need to have it, so that's actually a good thing. This guy's recovering. So Harris, Sleepy Leak is working on recovering from minor surgery. I wonder why they call him Sleepy Leak. Did he fall asleep like at work or something? Lanky Leak, coding free graphics for the Minor Montalban quest. Graphics team, Greg. Oh, yo, shout out to Greg. Greg is. I've actually got to talk to Greg in game actually early in the first couple months of the game, and he's such a nice person. He does all the 2D art. And shout out to Greg. Greg is like legitimately an angel, and he's one of my favorite people on the team that I've actually personally got to talk to like multiple times, and outside of streams and stuff. That we're just in game chatting. All right, so in Cactus League, he's working on Botanist Profession, new starter support. Okay, Lewis Sloth League is working on more trees, Botanist Passive Station, new starter support. James T is working on graphics. Hope Horus Botanist. Audio team is working on music. The music in this game is fantastic. I really like the music in this game. Okay, let me keep clicking in Brighter Shores because I'm not just complaining about the game. I actually am playing. I'm trying to max carp right now. So our new members of the team has working on Botanist variant graphics. Okay, so this right here is their side quest graphic. Honestly, I don't really have anything to react about this because I don't really follow quests too much. But it seems like they're making progress on these quests just from reading the previous stuff. That's good. Okay, so next thing going on here. Okay, this is Project Milestone. This is actually like the big fucking deal, right? Like this is the whole thing where they're like, oh yeah, like this is what they've been hyping up. Okay, so let's read the first one. Update 1, Botanist, including improved Forager, improved Alchemist, plus 2 potions. So they're trying to add 2 potions. So they're literally changing the entire skill to improve Alchemist. The thing is, supposedly they're moving one of the materials from Foraging right now to the first episode of Gathering, which is like honestly, I don't think that's a good decision. I really don't think so. I just there's a lot of problems with that. Like, there's just people who've already maxed the skill. There's people that need to still get bones. There's people that have max gathering but didn't max foraging yet and was planning to max foraging to get bones for the weapon stuff. So that's just like it creates a lot of problems for a lot of people in different ways. And you're affecting people that are hardcore players of the game. And I do think maybe for the overall game it's good, but like I don't know if that's the right approach of moving the bones to this. Like I don't know. I honestly, and this is just overall my opinion right now, is that they shouldn't be focusing on replacing this skill right now, or I think they should have actually looked to merge the skills like they did with combat. Like that's my true opinion about it, is they should have merged the combat, like merge the merge foraging and gathering, because they want to make a new skill called Delver in the next episode, which is basically the same thing. Maybe they need an overall like gathering profession. I don't think that's actually a bad idea. Like each episode could still have things you need to gather that are episode specific. But anyway, I'm gonna keep reacting. So update 2, milestones. So milestone levels every 50 levels, but what does that mean? Align striping to milestones, improve XP curve. They want to add 3 potions 4 recipes, so that's chef, I'm assuming. 3 fish, add a bone. They want to add 4 trees. They want to add 2 planks, add a metal, add a leather. Okay, okay. So actually, I think this is actually a good idea. They want to improve the XP curve though. Um, that is a little worrying. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Actually, I don't know how I feel about that. Because changing the XP curve now, that a lot of us, if they're gonna make it easier, it's one of those things where it's like you're kind of disrespecting everybody's time that has been doing it, and then everyone else coming to the game, it's going to be easier for them. And maybe it doesn't matter because the leaderboard spots have pretty much been taken, most of the top 20, but they're still top 100s. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I don't know about. I need to know more about them improving the XP curve, but I do think them adding more materials and items, like that needs to be done because there are big gaps between some of the materials and some of the levels between the items. um like there are big gaps, and this to me is telling me that they've figured out which gaps, because 4 trees, there are some pretty big gaps between some of these levels. So I actually think that's good. I actually think that's a good thing. Okay, fisher bounties. Wait, so where's combat in this? Where's combat in this? What is the timeline for this? Okay, see that's where I'm gonna probably pop off, because where is the timeline? Like this could take a year. Like if this is gonna take a year, this shit is probably not worth it. But I'm gonna keep reading before I go off more. So Fisher bounties. I don't think bounties is a bad thing to add. My problem with this list is I don't see PvP. I don't see combat uh part two. Like it seems like they're trying to focus on the skilling part of this, but like combat needs to be focused on. Like I don't know. I don't know. That's how I feel about it, because they've been talking about PvP. They've been talking about special attacks. They've been talking about all these things. Like Andrew even almost had a preview of special attacks at some point that never materialized. You know, we never got to see it. And I don't know if that's going to be part of the combat rework, but like it feels like they started this combat merge idea and just abandoned it and then went to like a bunch of other things. And I think that creates a problem in the community, to be honest, like realistically. Like because then you feel like you guys left stuff half finished. Do you know what I mean? Like these are all, I think, like so far, like I don't think these are necessarily bad updates, but I think my problem right now is, and I think other people share the sentiment, is you guys haven't finished core components of the game yet. And it seems like you're circling back and doing these things to improve these things that people aren't really even asking for. Like they are, like these things are needed in some capacity, but anyway, so let's see. So dungeons, like that's so ambiguous. Like what do you mean dungeons? Like are they procedural generated? Like I don't know if dungeons make sense right now with the like who wants to do dungeons with the current state of combat? I don't know. That's odd to me. Bounties for all other professions, including combat bounties. See, I actually love the bounty stuff. Like when I saw that some skills had ventures and bounties, like I actually love the bounty system. I think that's a great way to have the grind be not just resource gathering, doing these ventures and bounties. Like I actually 1,000% support them adding bounties to the game and the other professions, but I do think they need to finish combat first. Okay, so let's see. So okay, mini games. Okay, first, I fucking love mini games. Okay, I'm just gonna say I love mini games, but this makes me worried about these mini games. Like, are these games you play with other people? Are they like little like mini games that you play by yourself? Like, my worry seeing that them saying detective smugglers minigame, merchant house mini games. This is actually a surprise. This is a pleasant surprise that they're mentioning mini games, because I love mini games, but I'm worried what they're thinking what a mini game is versus what we think a fucking mini game is. You like to play by yourself. Like yeah. Okay, the thing is, if these mini games are these weird solo experiences, that's not a mini game to me. You know what I mean? That's just another way to level the skill, right? Like I'm worried about what their definition of I feel like the big part of the problem is like Like I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know, man. I'm worried that like I like this scares me. The fact that they're saying detective minigame, merchant minigame. Okay, leatherwork peat bog venture. Okay, that's cool. Adding ventures to leatherworker, that's great. Detective prison minigame. Okay, leatherworker banner making. Okay, wait, you can now if you can make like banners and stuff. Okay, but I don't know Zaj when you joined, but earlier before I even kind of started on this list, my problem is I read through real quick each one. Right, there's nothing mentioned about combat and combat. You know what I mean? Like they like combat like these are things that I think overall I'm reading good things about some of this stuff, but nothing about combat. And what also is I'm about to pop off at the end here about this. There's no timeline. Like, is this going to take a year for you to do all this stuff? Like, and then also update 4 is dungeons, right? Okay, do you see dungeons right here? Who wants to do dungeons in the current state of combat? Like that's one of my biggest I feel like out of like my whole reaction to this weekly leak is who wants to do combat, who wants to do like dungeons shouldn't be here right now. Like dungeons shouldn't be on the list. Like these other things are like I'm not against these updates. Like I want to be clear. Like my problem is first a timeline. Second, like there's no timeline on this. Like why wouldn't they say 3 months, 4 months? Maybe they just want to be careful and not hold themselves to the fire. But like if you're gonna release something like this, like a roadmap, like it's not a roadmap without a timeline. Like I don't know what to tell them. Like I'm not trying to be rude or dick because I love Brighter Shores. I want it to be the best game possible. You know, I opened with that, and it's just like I feel like the feedback they're getting is from yes men and people that are just like yes whatever you want to do Fen, but it's like no like you guys have like they've left like I think part of the problem is they started on this combat merge right and then they just literally went to everything else like the meme you know what I mean on the subreddit like they should have finished combat like no I don't think any game developer I feel like anyone who's doing any project like you need to finish the section of what they're doing like it doesn't make sense to me why they did the combat merge and then decided to just launch into this like they should finish combat first because combat is like what like 40%, some people it's 100% of the game. Like one of my homies, shout out to Bynuvin, he's literally he told me on launch that he's gonna max combat and all he wants to do is kill stuff. And I feel bad for that guy because there's no special attacks yet. I know he was probably I don't know, I can't speak for him. But come on, like where's the special attacks? Andrew almost showed that. All right. So I guess I've already said some of this stuff, but like it's such a big part of the game and to me like they're circling back to things that feel like these things need to happen after early access. You know what I mean? Like I agree with bounties, like I agree with dungeons, like I like mini games, except I'm scared by the definition of minigame by them. To me, a minigame is like Castle Wars. To me, minigame is like fucking like Fist of Gothics or like to just to compare to the other game that we're gonna always compare Brighter Shores to, which you know, it's like to me a minigame is like fight caves, like you know what I mean? Like I'm worried that the minigames are based on skills. I think minigames should probably tie together all the skills. I could talk about minigames forever. I fucking love minigames. That's actually one thing I really want in the game. But I'm scared that the minigames are going to be like almost like a little like interactive way to skill a skill by yourself. I don't know. Anyway, so that's really all there is, I guess. Wait, is that it? Minor minigame, so basically just a bunch of minigames. I'm interested about the banner making. I'm wondering if you can hold banners and stuff. I don't know, guys. So yeah, so that's the reaction, I guess. Coming in about 20 minutes here, but let's leave this last minute up for some community discussion. Okay, so how do you guys feel about the leak? Like, first, it's way shorter than I was hoping for. This is my overall feedback. I'm gonna give this leak. I'm gonna give it a weekly score. That I'm concerned about. Way shorter than we hoped. I'm gonna give this leak honestly probably a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10 is what I would give this right off rip. About a six out of 10. is my official score for this one. Yep, 6 out of 10. Stamp it. I'm gonna add in. No, I mean I would love dungeons. Like I have a number of problems with this. Maybe a little bit higher, Zej. I don't know, man. Because if I was gonna rate the last couple of Wii leaks, they've been a 1 or a 2. You think 6 out of 10? I give it. Okay, if you account for the weight of Samuel hyping it up this much, I agree with your score. I agree with your score. If you, yeah, I'm not really honestly factoring his hype stuff because maybe I should factor his hype into this. Okay, but okay, so Emmy, she said I think dungeons would be cool, but that's usually my favorite style of content, MMO, so I'm definitely biased. Okay, so I love dungeons too. I want them to add this, but my problem with dungeons right now, Emmy, is the combat isn't finished. Like there's no special attacks in the game. Like there's no like you can't like there's just like I want to dungeons I'm assuming have combat and the combat in this game isn't finished. So to me to add dungeons before you finish combat is really strange. You know, that's a strange decision. And I want dungeons really bad. I want dungeons, I want mini games, like I want this thing. I want these, right? So Samuel should be banned from typing in Twitch chats after that much, right? I don't know. I mean, it's good that they're interacting, but they are shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, in my opinion. That's actually clown. But I want dungeons too. I fucking love dungeons and I love raids. And my favorite skill in RuneScaping was dungeoneering. So I do want to be clear. Like I fucking love dungeons. I just like to me. So overall, my review here is going to be. Yeah, I mean, if you count Sam's hype, that I would give this a lower score, 6 out of 10, based on content alone. 6 out of 10 because I'm thinking about the previous leaks and how bad they were. So that is kind of how I'm weighting it a little bit. Is like, is this better than the previous leaks? And it's better than the previous leaks because it's a little bit more specific. But my overall thing is there's no combat on this list. There's no timeline for this. So that is like a big knock for me. Is why wouldn't they just say like Q2, Q3, Q4? Like, why wouldn't they just at least try and give us a timeline? Like, because to me, I could say, okay, this is going to take a year. Like for a year for them to fix combat, like that's going to hurt. You know what I mean? That's not going to feel good. You know? To me, overall, these updates are things that are good, and I don't agree. I actually don't disagree with any. Well, actually, so two tap, he mentioned improve XP curve. That scares me. So when I was reading through the list, that's the one thing that stuck out to me like a needle because like right now, like if they make the game easier for people, that's going to cause a lot of contention with people that have already been through the game. You know what I mean? Like it's a careful line you have to when it comes down to a really grindy MMO. Do you see this? It says improve XP curve. What do you mean? Could be harder? For all we know. I don't know. Two tap. What do you think? Improve XP curve. What do you think that means? But one thing that seems good though, they have to force us. So you think that's their goal is to actually make the game harder and that's funny. I would assume better too, right? Right. Sometimes like they'll release an update and it makes things harder. So Zej, I know what you're talking about. Like dens used to be easier, and dens have actually gotten harder now. So it's and they said they improved dens. You know what I mean? They did say they improved dens, and dens got worse. So Zej, I understand Zej because it's like at this point I don't know what improve means to them. Maybe that's part of the problem. We've lost. Gotten to the point you can't even do them post 200 equivalent of combat. See, I didn't know. I don't know. Like that's I haven't been back there to do it. That's crazy. So Dens just like didn't get updated with the combat merge, is what you're saying? That's fucking crazy. All right, guys. So that's I think the full reaction here. If anyone else wants to say anything else, I'm gonna stop. I have a local recording happening right now, So I'm gonna have to actually edit together. But right now, this is like 25 minutes of me reacting to this, and I think coming in around 20 to 30 minutes is probably good. But yeah, anyone else like want to discuss anything in the league? Because to me, like I want to also have these discussions right now on stream while people are here. And I think I'm gonna try and do this every Monday. I was supposed to be up earlier and do this, but yeah, I don't know, guys. Like in my opinion, they need to finish combat. They need to. All these things aren't necessarily bad. The improved XP curve kind of scares me that it's gonna make things easier, but I do think it's good that they're adding more materials. And I wish they would, like, honestly, this just, they should have put more information. He said it was going to be a heavy leak. Like, this is not a heavy leak. Like, this is not a heavy leak at all. They're adding, okay, but one thing that they're adding is they're adding more materials. I think to fix some of the level jump gaps. Like some of the level jump between materials is pretty brutal, right? But overall, like I was honestly like really hyped for more, and the fact I can scroll down, I just wish they would have told us more about the botanist skill. Like I don't know, man. Like these weekly leaks are, they need to be more in depth, or they need to rethink them doing it weekly. Maybe they need to be every 2 weeks. I don't know. Like, is it too much work? I don't know. Anyway, that's my full reaction. This is my first weekly leak. Like, yeah, as I was saying, they're trash. They're so underwhelming. But it's better for them to get this feedback than have a bunch of yes men and tell them, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I'm gonna be real about these. Like, but yeah. So I'm gonna stop my recording. But that's the full. That's this week's reaction, I guess. I don't know. Underwhelming. I there should have been more information. I don't know. This isn't. He hyped it up a lot, and I don't think, I don't think people are feeling happy. I mean, people can have their opinions in here. So if anyone wants to counteract some of this, I mean, feel free. Like, but yeah.